as you can see here, I'm still tweaking with the head, moving things around. At some point here, I pull down the lasso tool and start dragging that down, um, so that it's not feeling right. For most of this painting, it doesn't feel proper. At this point, I copied it and I'm kind of tweaking it around and moving things around and still trying to figure out what needs some fixing on it. At this stage, I go over back to Mab and start working on her a little bit more. Adding some of the darker values into the face and kind of getting a little bit more contrast into her face as an initial thing. In case you haven't noticed, I tend to jump around a lot. I think jumping around uh, stops you from getting so focused on one small section of the face or the hand or whatever you're working on. I think that the jumping around, moving, also keeps the piece unified as a whole. for most of the painting thus far, I've pretty much used a square brush. Here is where I'm starting to delve into different brushes. The square brush is really good for blocking out, but when it comes to blending, the rounds and like the soft round is a lot better. Here you can see I'm lassoing out different portions of the face to start adding in secondary and colors and blend things in a little bit together. In case you'll notice here, I use the lasso quite a bit. The lasso is really nice to kind of mask out a section and just kind of add in what colors you want. And here it's adding definition to the uh, lips of Mab herself. And I'm also using the round to kind of go in quick and build in real quick shading. As you notice here, I get a lot softer shadows by doing so. And that's one of the key points in doing this. Using the blocking brush, I get a lot of the base colors in there. But as you can see here, with the soft round, I can really blend fast. Very quick, very easy, and you tend to work with the different shapes. Now, as you can see, I'm masking out, and then picking my shapes and just kind of bringing in my workflow here. And the texture will come in later when I overlay texture over pretty much everything, and that'll give me a good portion of this. At this point, I brought up the tree reference, and I'm going to start going into this and start cleaning up the sky and working on this sort of thing. So it's just basically developing the tree right now. Um, that's the main part about paintings is you can work back and forth on anything you want. After the tree is done, I'm gonna go start working in on the pants themselves. Um, right now the pants are very flat. They've got, I think, two tones in there with some line work all over. So I'm just kind of going through and kind of building up the dimension of that. And it's just a matter of going through and getting the wrinkles in there, getting the light and darks in there, and pushing the form. One thing you always want to be aware of is when you're casting your light, what's being affected by it. So right here, the overcoat, the trench coat, is casting a shadow onto the leg, and you need to be aware that that's going to happen. You're noticing that my comments are going less and less, and it's mainly because right now it's more or less the process of painting is pretty much done. What I just need to do is go through and do what I've been doing through all of the individual parts, building up form, building up light, building up shadow, creating, that sort of thing. It isn't until later that I start doing actual texture work that's when I'm going to comment a little bit more on what I'm doing. At this point in time, I'm going to tweak the jacket a little bit more. Going in, and I decided instead of doing a trench coat, I did more of the overcoat, which is what the character is more known for. So I'm starting to build up the flap, is if you that's what you call it. It is flap, and then the straps underneath. I'm building up. And again, here I'm going to mask out uh, the underside of the coat here, which is from the strap and the flap, if that's what you want to call it, to about midway down the waist here. And I'm doing this just so I don't have to think about painting over or making a mistake over the flap that I painted. So that's why I'm doing the masking here. At this stage right now, I'm drawing the map character has a what's called a raven dress. So I just decided to pop on some feather-like objects here. And I kind of like the three-strap system that my photo reference has, so I'm kind of just sketching that out. I'm going to do more of a corset style with um, building up the line work, and this is just for kind of notes for me as I'm designing the dress. Once the line work in, or at least a sketch I have, I'm pretty happy with. So I'm going to go and develop the shadows and stuff underneath it to build up the dress a little bit more, and just kind of add the color of the raven, which is almost a blue. And I'm using the lip color, which is a mulberry color, which her lips are described as a mulberry. So I'm using that to accent the feathers so that it kind of draws the character together. And the character, when she walks, she has she leaves frost on the ground and ice. So that's kind of why I'm having the white sketch near the dress line here. right now I'm just going in and cleaning up the pants line, kind of going through and just building up the form a little bit more. Again, I'm paying attention to the light and shadow. If the light is on her chest, then basically her legs, and that information is going to be real dark. So this is where I went and blended that the legs back in and made that into a little bit more of a solid form.